Hello guys, my name is Latin/Spluffy and we're back with another Roblox trading guide video, and today we'll be talking about two usually weird terms on Roblox. This is more of the
dark side of Roblox trading, but
I do have to talk about this because for new traders this is especially important. So if you are a new trader, listen up because this video might save you a lot of Robux, okay guys? So this is part 6 of 6 of the Roblox trading guide series, and today in this video we're going to be talking about projecteds and sharking. So like I said, if you're a new player and you're a new trader to this community, listen up because this could be very important. Alright guys, so the first topic we're going to be talking about is projecteds. Now, even if you've never traded before, you might have heard this term before, projected. So there's actually a pretty convenient definition right here. Projected items on Roblox are limits that have been intentionally sold at high prices to artificially increase their RAP, or obviously the recent average price, which I've already talked about in some videos before. This makes the item appear more valuable than they really are to traders who do not understand projections. Item projections typically don't last very long because they usually sell far below their projected RAP. This lowers the RAP with every copy sold, and it's common for many copies of a projected item to sell soon after the projection. It is usually best to avoid trading for these items unless you feel you are experienced enough to handle them in a way that is favorable to you. So back then, when there was no holding periods and projecteds were common on Roblox,
what people would do is that they would get a projected item. They would trade, for example, if I wanted like a projected item that was like, 24,000, I would give around maybe 4,000 or 5,000 for it from some player who didn't know what projection is, or they didn't want it projected, and I would take this item and I would look around, trade hangouts like that to find someone who didn't know what projected was, and in a way, people back then basically scammed with these projecteds on Roblox, and unfortunately, that was just the way that this worked back then.
Now that projected trading is not really much of a standard on Roblox anymore, it's more of just an inconvenience to an item because someone decided to, dev payout or something like that. Projections are more of just a be cautious of this kind of item. So it's not very common for someone to get projected scammed on Roblox anymore, and projected trading could be considered sharking in a way. So for example, let's give you a few examples of these projected items. So for example, you have something like Colossal Blade. So if we click on this item really quickly, you're going to go over here and you can see that this item sold for a lot. So you can see here it was at 25,000 RAP and it just went to 41,000 for no reason. As you can see here, if we click right here, you might have noticed that it sold 5 times this day for 60. So as you can usually see, it only sells like 1 or 2 times, every so often, but this item sold 5 times for an average price of 62,000 Robux. Now, if we go to sales, we might actually find the true projection right here. So as you can see right here, whatchamacallit, I can't actually seem to find it anywhere. Oh, I did not even notice it. Yeah, so as you can see right here, it sold for 154,000 Robux, right? And right before that, this item got projected, it sold like almost all those times a month for like very small prices. So I'm assuming that someone bought up all the cheap copies and then ended up buying it for an extremely high price and then buying it for a secondary very high price in order to artificially inflate the RAP of this item. But that is exactly what a projected is. Basically, someone will just buy it for an extremely high price and buy all the cheap copies, and that will raise the RAP of this item. Another really good example of this is OTC, or off the chain style. And if we go right here, as you can see, this item is very inflationary. So you can see right here, selling for around 10,000 Robux, no biggie, whatnot, and all of a sudden just started selling for a ridiculous 400,000 Robux. And it's crazy how much this item sold. As you can see, it went from being like a 10,000, 20,000 nothing RAP item to an item that's worth 200,000. Now obviously this item is not worth 200,000. The only reason this item got projected is because this person right here, Sir90, is hoarding a bunch of copies, which is, I've already talked about this before, Sir90 and people hoarding copies. And you even see this person right here is hoarding 105 of these copies. But like I said, that is the way that projected works. People will usually buy this item out a lot, and it will become extremely inflated to the point where it can deceive people. Now, like I said, projected trading on Roblox is not very common anymore due to the holding period, so it's very risky to do that, but some people do fall for this. So do not fall for these items. Go ahead, check Roymons. If the item's not marked as a projected, quickly check the item and see if there's a very suspicious raise. So yeah, so as you can see here, we have a very not suspicious, everything is pretty good. Oh no, would you catch that? Look at this giant mountain right here. That's not normal. You're gonna go over here, look at the RAP increase. Look at that, it was 10,000 RAP, and it actually used to be a lot more cheaper. If we go right here, it was like 3,000 RAP. It randomly went up to 15,000 RAP, started lowering, and then it randomly went up to 70,000. As you can see, the trend, it's just been going downhill ever since. No one's buying it above RAP. So that's an obvious projected. Now, obviously, Roymons has marked this item as projected, and, it might not be clear why this item got projected. There could be a hoard that I'm not aware of. There is one, but he doesn't have a premium. But yeah, that's basically what a projected is. So yeah, be very careful of these items.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass
Alright guys, and the final thing I want to talk about this video is sharking. Now,
it's a little bit ironic because I pulled up an item called Shark Situations, but I'm telling you right now, the name of this item has nothing to do with sharking.
well, slightly, but I didn't pick this item just simply because it has the word shark in it. But sharking is a very simple concept on Roblox. Now, as of like 2023, I believe sharking is actually bannable, is a bannable offense in Trade Hangout and in Rolling Mons as well, because, you know, sharking is a pretty sinister way to gain value. But basically, let me explain to you really quick how sharking works. So basically, let's say I have an item worth 20,000, but it's a little bit rare and its price is pretty high. So if the item's worth 20,000, let's say its price for some random reason is like 90,000, I could potentially walk up to a new player and be like, hey, my item is, you know, it says the wrap is 20,000, but this item is on sale for such a high price. I want like a 20,000 overpay on it. And so let's say realistically it only gets like 2k overpays. That person might fall for it and give me like a 40,000 overpay, and all of a sudden I just like theoretically sharked the person. I made them believe that my item is worth a lot more than it actually is. So as a projection actually increases the wrap of the item, sharking is a method to fool someone without actually having a physical, you know, reason to have them believe that your item's worth more than it actually is. So basically, you know, I just basically fooled them and told them that the item's worth a lot more, and I convinced them enough that they believed it and sent the overpay, and now I made a bunch of profit while they have a useless item that only gets like 2k overpays rather than, you know, the amount I said, like 40,000 overpays. So the reason why it's a bannable offense now is because sharking is simply a sinister way to make people lose a lot of profit just for your own gain. So that's why I assume why they bought it. But the reason I have this shark situation item pulled up is because this is actually a common sharker item, and it's ironic because this is literally has the word shark in it. But the reason I say this is because some people have made people overpay a lot for this item, and as a result they've lost a lot of value because of it. And that's why actually its value is underneath its wrap, because this item got valued because it never actually sells for this much before. So the Romance decided to value it at 30k even though it's at 40k because, you know, this item never sells or does or gets this 40k because it constantly gets lowballs. So in order to avoid sharking, Rolling Mons has decided to give it a value of 30,000. Another item that could also be like that is TMF. Oh, sorry, I guess this doesn't have the acronym of that. Maker Fedora. This item could also consider to be a shark item because of its very high wrap. It's not a projected, it just sold very high for its first price. And in order to make sure that people don't give 80,000 wrap for this, Rolling Mons has given it a value of 32,000, which is more accurate to reflect the item, so people don't accidentally give too much for this item. So realistically, if someone's trying to trade this off, they'll probably be like, hey, just give me 32k, or I'll lowball it for like 28,000 to you, so 4k lowball, just so you can get it off me because I know this item is not doing good and it's a shark item. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this part 6 of 6 for trading guide. Hopefully you learned something new about projecteds or items that can shark you. So be very mindful about these items because, you know, you could lose a lot of money if you accidentally get sharked or get projected scammed. So just be very mindful and only handle projecteds if you know how to trade it off and make more profit off of it. But I would not recommend it because projected trading and sharking are very looked down upon, especially sharking, because sharking could get you banned from Trade Hangout. So just be very careful. And yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you guys want to see my playlist for all the videos I've published, go ahead and click on this playlist and it will show you all the trading guide videos I've published. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.